everybody. Welcome into the Ron Ross Radio Show podcast at night. Just after 8 o'clock. No, it is 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. And on Wednesday, the 24th of April. Wow, 424. Wow. Already, I know, April's racing by. Well, the year's racing by. We're already 4 months into it. It's crazy pants to me. How you doing? I'm Ron Ross, and that dude over there is John Yaglenski, who is our producer and also executive producer and also my partner in crime here on the Ron Ross Radio Show podcast. And John had some professional things he had to do. Okay,
it's Greg keeps playing in the background. Okay. I don't know why he's doing that.
I don't know either. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. By the way, Ron's brother, Greg Ross, is the composer of the Ron Ross Radio Show podcast theme. We'd like to thank him for that.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
he recorded it right here in this very room, and I think it was maybe 2 takes, and then I just told him that I'm like, no, that's good, and he all of a sudden it was great when he was practicing, and then he just got super nervous as soon as I'm like, all right, roll. And I walked out because I didn't want to stand here while he was recording everything.
Very nice.
And I walked out and listened to the whole thing, and then that was the second take. I think the best take.
I think you did good.
Yeah,
I like it.
I think he did a great job. Well, I rewrote it. It originally went to another spot, and I'm like, no, let's go. Let's take that spot and make that the main frame of the whole thing.
Oh, so you produced it?
I did. I edited it. Hey, Jennifer Skolnov, one of our West Coast friends, who is posting comments on the Facebook page. Thank you for watching us on Facebook. Thank you for watching us on YouTube. And if you haven't already, please hit that, mash that subscribe button and follow us. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. As always, you can leave a message for us if you'd like on our phone number 240-415-9090, 240-415-9090. And as you're looking at John, your Time Life operator, John is actually on the road. He's literally about an hour away from me right now. Usually he lives in Hilton, South Carolina on an island, and I'm in mid-Maryland, but now he is in downtown Washington, D.C., in our nation's capital.
I am.
Where his job is. How often do you come into town? You're like once a month, right?
Yeah, about that. Yeah. Usually.
So,
yeah.
So, but John got off from work at 5, so he's already had a 1 or 2 alcoholic beverages. So 5
So Ron says. I will deny it. I'm drinking nothing but water now.
Water. This is water as well. Mm-hmm. I thought of getting a fine beverage, but I got home in time from work to wolf down the wonderful Greatest Wife Ever's dinner, which I got to get into a little bit because the woman, it's just amazing. Some of the stuff she's doing now, because she's taking our nutrition and our health very, very seriously. She started at the beginning of the year, and we decided after the holidays, we decided we were count calories, or we were going to, take part of this program and that program. Mm-hmm. So she looks up recipes. She makes these healthy versions, or way healthier versions of stuff that I like. She made pizza last week on this. I forget what kind of bread it is that she uses.
It's not a cauliflower crust, is it? That seems to be all the rage. Yeah, where's your? I mean, seriously.
I got it.
Got you that nice mixing board, and you don't ever use it.
Yeah, I use it. I'm using it right now. I forget what kind of bread she buys, but
he's a professional.
And she put the toppings on it, and it's like worth I don't know how many points. And I'm benefiting from all of her expertise in that. And so the other day, or last week rather, I should say, she made a lasagna, but she made, instead of pasta, she used zucchini. Okay, and sliced it real thin. And
wait, what?
Layers of zucchini with the, and then it was like low fat or no fat cheese, and she's got all of the things. She was working every angle.
That actually sounds interesting.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
And and you get full on it. But she did something today. Oh, so I do have to mention this because we were watching one of the cooking shows, and she hates that I love to watch cooking shows. When we're dieting, that's all I do is I watch cooking shows.
Yeah, there's something wrong about that.
One of the things that I love, I'm sorry, I do. I mean, I just watched Guy Fieri, the big, what was it, the Tournament of Champions, and then we just we're in the middle of I'm in the middle of watching Top Chef, because I just love it. I'm sorry, I just love watching cooking shows, and diners, drive-ins, and dives. I watch all of that stuff, She can't stand that I do that. Also, what was the other one? The barbecue, Pitmasters. Barbecue. Have you seen that? The Barbecue Pitmasters?
Yes.
Good show.
It's good.
It hasn't been, it's like 15, 20 years old now, I think.
Yeah.
Like the early 2K, but it's like not your mama's barbecue. That's me. They always have to, reintroduce themselves. If somebody's just joining the show, it's amazing to watch that. But anyway.
Yeah.
And we were watching something and I said, you know what? You need to get a mandolin. And she goes, oh, I don't want to spend the money. And I'm like, no, I guarantee you they'll $25. And so, man, she primed it up, and the next day, there's a package for you. And there it is. She had the mandolins. She slicing everything. She made this yesterday. A chef's
okay.
Everything was sliced. Yeah. What?
Okay, wait. Okay. So for those of you out there
you don't know what a mandolin is?
No, hold on. Ron sends the show notes to me in advance, like of things that we're going to talk about, as we call the delicate flow on our Intercot podcast. And when he sent that tonight, I was like, why is he buying a musical instrument? Like literally, I'm sitting at the bar tonight looking at the show topics going, okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Mandolin? Why is he buying a mandolin? He's going to play some Bruce Hornsby or Hooters at this point, or what?
Not at all.
Okay, explain. What is a mandolin in the cooking world? So I am not familiar.
Not the stringed instrument, the mandolin.
Although that would be cool if you did buy a mandolin.
Well, Greg knows how to play a mandolin.
So does my son. It's backwards from a guitar.
That's why
the strings go backwards.
My brain would never wrap around that.
I know.
I would never be able to do that. Trust me.
Please explain to me as you would a child.
Yes.
Yes.
What a mandolin slicer?
What it is?
It's okay. So you can put many different. It's a way to slice thinly vegetables and whatnot. It's a tray with a blade, like at an angle, sort of like a guillotine.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And you can raise and lower the blade, or you can change the blade for the different thickness of the slices. And you slide the vegetable along the tray, and as it passes through the blade, it cuts a slice, and the slice comes off underneath and goes onto your container, your bowl, or whatever.
All right.
You have a zucchini, and then you should always use the guard. I'm watching them use the mandolin.
I was thinking that as you were saying that. I'm like, that is sure to be slicing my digits. Pieces of finger would be in my zucchini.
You'll take a knuckle right off.
Right. Clear off.
It was, well, when I worked in my kitchen days, when I was a cook in a kitchen at a restaurant, we had you had the deli slicer.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Somebody's losing a finger there.
Yeah, deli slicer. I've capped fingertips, and I took a little bit of this thumb knuckle off as I was going by.
Yeah, it's just a little bone there.
Because the handle doesn't get enough pressure onto whatever I was slicing. I think I was slicing bread to make croutons out of the day-old bread from the day before. And sure enough, and then I had one slice of bread. Yeah, it was bad. But that's okay. Anyway, so use the guard with the mandolin slicer. And so I came home yesterday, and it was a chef salad for dinner. So, and she had chiffonaded the lettuce. I mean, she's doing all the things, man.
What's a chiffonade?
Chiffonade is when you roll the leaf of a like basil or whatever.
Okay,
and then you roll your French carving knife. That's the one that looks like a triangle, and you roll that over you're always slicing forward. You keep the tip down as you're moving, and you advance. Of course, you rest the blade against your knuckles. That way, you can never slice your finger. Okay, you roll your knuckles under, your fingers under, so that the blade is up against it, and you're pushing the like the basil leaf forward, and you're slicing, and It makes these little ribbons. It's called chiffonade. But she'd done that with the lettuce, and she did that with the basil. Okay. And I mean, she's doing all the things. But I noticed that everything had been sliced on the mandolin. I mean, everything was like she had
like Love and Life with the new mandolin.
Yeah, the cucumbers and it was one. But I'm reaping all the benefits from all of her now. Her cooking skills, because she looks stuff up and she learns how to do it, and she found something today. Excuse me.
Oh, cough button.
Yeah, I know.
Cough button. There we go. Look at that. It works.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We got a little lung butter on that one. Okay.
Woo!
So anyway.
Yes.
She said, I found this recipe because she's on a bunch of Facebook groups and all that stuff. I found this recipe for 2-ingredient bread. And that's one of the things that we miss around here is, bread. We love bread and rolls and biscuits and all of that stuff. So she, oh, look at Jim. Jim just posted he had to cut his happy hour short so he could join us. Thank you, Jim.
Good for you, Jim. That. So did I.
Really nice. That was really Jim.
I had to cut my happy hour short.
I am having a happy hour after this. I was thinking of having a beverage, but nah.
Every hour is happy hour at the Yaglensky household.
There you go. I'm always happy.
All right.
So she found this 2-ingredient bread that she would make, and she tried it out, and you're supposed to have self-rising flour, and then you use just plain Greek yogurt, unflavored.
Okay.
And that's it. And that's all it is. And then you fashion the dough into these rolls, and then you bake it and done. Well, she didn't have self-rising, so she put baking powder, and salt.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And then she made these rolls. And she's texting me pictures while I'm at work. I'm like, I can't eat anything at work. And I'm like, you're killing me.
That's not fair.
So when I got home, popped them in the microwave and just a little, can't believe it's not butter. I mean, we're trying to be, very health conscious and dietary conscious. And I'm telling you, it was, and I ate it completely guilt-free, and it was fantastic. So
Fan-fugu-tastic.
Poison.
Tasty fish.
That's got to be from 30 years ago, John.
Legitimately, 1989, 90.
Yeah, from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
That was, fugu, which is like blowfish.
Fish. Yeah, blowfish. Poisonous.
I actually read a horrible story about a man who it's poisonous if it's not prepared correctly, and the man did pass away from this. And just like 2-3 months ago, I read this story, and it's the only thing going through my head.
Poison. Was
your voice? Your voice.
Fantastic.
I blame you, John. It's terrible. It was a terrible story, tragic, and it's very, very sad. And then you get this inappropriate thought that comes in your head, and you're like, no, Homer Simpson, get out of my head right now.
Right.
I need to lend the appropriate amount of gravity to the situation. I felt really badly about it.
I mean, I'm sorry. This is kind of one of the things that you take on when you digest a fish that is poisonous if not prepared properly.
Correct.
So kind of you're taking on a little bit of risk in your life.
So I got to brag a little bit.
Okay.
I'm very excited because I went to the dentist this morning.
Okay.
And 0 cavities. 0 cavities. I love it. I went for a cleaning and then a little checkup. What I didn't know, and what was really kind of amazing to me, and I was talking to the people at the front desk as I was leaving, because they're like, "Where are you now?" And I'm like, I'm over at Key 103, and I had them download the app, and then they put it on through the whole place. So, which I thought was pretty.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah, it was cool. It was very nice of them.
Yep.
And I gave him a shout out on the air earlier this afternoon. But I get the bill back. She's like, okay, well, we don't need anything. You don't have a copay. You're fine. She's like, your insurance. It's one of those. If it's preventative,
right? It's included.
You're covered 100%. It's included. Like my checkup with my primary care a couple of weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
Again, nothing. I'm like, wait a minute.
With your primary, do they cover blood work though too?
I don't know.
I'm not so sure about that one.
Well, let's take a look at that. But the whole the actual exam itself was covered. My physical was covered, and then the whole thing with the dentist today was covered. I'm like, wait a minute.
I only asked because I was at the doctor's this morning in DC.
Where are you?
So my doctor still is in DC, who I've been seeing for 30 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, I had the same experience. Well, mine was $20 copay. That's it for the visit, but then it was like,
I didn't even have that. I was shocked. And
yeah, well, that is kind of shocking.
One of the things, though, that I brought up because I was talking to, and again, it's one of those things the Greatest Wave Ever has done. And is she bought these little, they're the toothpicks, but they have that little, the tooth floss, the dental floss in between.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Those are good.
Yeah. Exactly. So, after popcorn, you sit there and you absentmindedly, whatever.
And popcorn.
And clean it all out. And it's been giving me great checkups from here on out. I was never one to floss. I did floss. I mean, I have floss. I own floss. But I wasn't really one of those that, wasn't religious about it. Now, this is just absentmindedly just watching TV. Of course, now the pet peeve is I just kind of leave it there.
Yeah, that's not good. Don't do that. Just throw it in the trash. It is gross.
It's gross.
Do you have got the water pick? The water irrigation thing?
Do I?
Yeah.
No,
I'm asking.
No, I don't have.
Yeah, because they're only about $30 on the Prime too.
No,
and
I got my
and they're fantastic.
I got my new toothbrush. You trade it out every month,
right?
Not a month, every 6 months.
Does yours vibrate?
No, it's just a toothbrush.
Mine
it's a regular toothbrush.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Actually, that was the question of the day today or the key question of the day on.
Oh, okay.
Not here, but it was on the air today. Is that
don't get excited, people.
The average person, the average person does this activity 38.5 on the average of a total of 38.5 days. And through their lifetime, and it was brush their teeth. However, we spend approximately 40 seconds to 70 seconds doing it when actually we should be spending 2 to 3 minutes brushing our teeth every day. So actually that average should be way higher, but we don't do that. So I'm trying to do that as well. Spend a large amount of time.
With the floss?
No, brushing the teeth.
Brush it. You're spending more time.
More time, yeah. I'm counting out 2 minutes.
You're singing happy birthday?
No,
that's what they say to do.
That's washing my hands. You sing happy birthday.
I thought you sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday twice is washing your hands.
Okay.
Right. And then brushing your teeth. I don't know. I just count.
I don't know. I figure if I get the vibrating toothbrush, I'm good.
Yeah, you're fine.
The whole thing, I'm good.
When's the last time you had a major a dental issue?
Don't remember.
He's showing his teeth. Now all of a sudden I'm just running my tongue.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm. You know what? For the first, I don't know how many years of my life, I went to the dentist every year. Yeah. Every year, religiously. Sure. Yeah, I've not been so good about that.
Oh, yeah. As soon as I got my full dental, I'm like, let's go. Let's see what happens. And I didn't have any cavities, and now I go every 6 months now.
6 months? No, not doing that. Never will do that.
Every 6 months. 6 month checkup? Yes, John.
No, I'm not doing that. Sorry.
Why?
I would do it every year.
Why? You're not answering my question.
I don't like dentists.
Oh, you don't like dentists. There it is. Okay.
I don't. You know what? The funny thing is,
why?
Well, I don't know. I haven't had great experiences with them. I as a kid, I think I had a bad dentist. And then as an adult, I found a dentist I really liked. No joke about this. Went to her like twice. Mm-hmm. And then I went to go schedule another appointment to go back. And they were like, oh, sorry. She had a tragic skiing accident. And she had to actually get out of the bed because she couldn't manipulate. The instrument, the stuff. So after that, I kind of zoned out for a while. And then I finally went back actually when we moved to Hilton Head, and we've got a good guy who I like a lot, who I've had do some stuff.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't like Dennis.
You don't like Dennis.
It's a thing.
I don't, and I get that. Some people have,
I'm a little freaked out by him.
When I was a kid, I had a serious problem with needles, with shots, hypodermic needles.
They don't look so bad, though.
Oh, gosh, I hated them. Hated them.
I got a shot today.
Did you? What kind?
Dude.
What was it?
Tetanus.
Oh, you had to get tetanus? Okay.
10 years. Ow, man, that freaker burns when you get this.
Oh, be careful.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, gonna rip that off.
Yeah, don't do that. But I mean, I was never one of those ones that was afraid of the dentist and the drill.
Really?
Stuff. Yeah, no, everything was fine with that. I mean,
you probably had a good dentist when you were a kid.
He was. He would say, "Big stretch," instead of "open your mouth." Big stretch. Let's go, big stretch.
I like that. That.
He was a good guy.
Yeah.
So, and you and I got into this a little bit before we started the podcast, but I wanted to address this because you said you were in the hotel bar earlier this evening,
right? A hotel bar,
enjoying dinner and having a cocktail.
Yes,
or three, but you got to know people sitting at the bar.
I love to do that.
Yeah,
it's a thing. Tell me about it. No, this is.
I want to hear about them.
Yeah, Ron and I actually talked about this previously too. That we have a tendency as former radio hosts and current radio hosts, I guess, too, sort of, or podcast hosts, to interview people. So it's a challenge for me, like a mental challenge, every time I sit next to somebody to keep the conversation going.
Right.
I keep thinking, okay, what can I say next? What can I ask them about? What can I do? And, how can I find out more about what they do, who they are, what they're all about? And so I met these two wonderful ladies that apparently met on a cruise, older ladies, I would say probably about 10 years older than me, that met on a cruise because they needed a roommate. And now for the last 5 years have traveled the world together, just hanging out.
I love that story. And how did they wind up in Washington, D.C.? They're not from D.C.
No, they just decided that they had never been to D.C. and it was a good time to go visit. And so they had toured some major cities and things like that, the U.S., and just thought it was a cool thing to do. And they're talking to me, and we friended on Facebook. I said, you are in the inner circle. I said, I only have 200 or 300 people on my real tight Facebook page. Okay. Sure, I have a public Facebook page and then I have a private one. Private one is for people, for the most part, with only 2 or 3 exceptions that I have met in person.
And you know who they are. Yeah, exactly.
I know who they are. I don't friend people who I've never met in person.
Okay.
So I said, welcome in, because I was telling them about Hilton Head, and they were like, yeah, well, we've always wanted to get down there. I'm like, well, if you come down, look me up. I'll take you around. And so I've got 2 new friends.
I love that. I love that. I did that in Florida when I was just standing at the bar, and my greatest wife ever was in a conversation with our friends. And I'm standing there, and I got up to give this guy my seat because I had been sitting for a while, and I wanted to stand. And so he sat down, and this is the Kenya, the guy I told you who was named after his name was an African country, and then he asked me what the country of what the capital was, and I'm like, and I don't know why, I just had a moment. I'm just like, Nairobi, and he's like, wow. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't know that one.
I totally knew that, but we've followed each other on Instagram, and now just because I met this dude in the bar, and it's and then we met 2 people on St. Patrick's Day in the bar, and they were really nice. They were sitting up they started buying us drinks for some reason. I don't know why, but which was great because we were having a drink and we were all doing shots, but it was St. Patrick's Day, so of course it was in the air. But I Facebook friended them as well. But see, you did that with these people at the bar. I did that with my dental hygienist this morning because
that's weird.
2 reasons. Okay. Hang on, let me finish. Okay. It wasn't my normal hygienist.
No, I swear, Jenny. It just, she was just, she was just cleaning my teeth this morning.
She was. The reason I did this.
I kid.
Here's the reason why I did this.
Yeah.
Is because I can't talk. So I would throw, and I'm not a big fan of the awkward silences. When
they're doing stuff.
So I just said, so what are your top 5 favorite movies? And she's like, oh, wow. It's just, we talked about, and she couldn't come up with anything. And so I had to refine it. I'm like, all right, Disney Pixar movies.
Okay.
Because she was
and really it was like, she's like
I paused until her hands were into my mouth, and
Disney Pixar.
Yeah, so she picked Tangled, which I'm like, yes,
that's a good one.
I'm like, oh, that's one of my favorite as well. Okay. And but anyway, so that was so she had something to say. The other hygienist, she rolls with it, baby. She knows what to do and talk and all of that stuff and I'm just sitting there listening, which I got to know her, but just by listening to her. So this one, I got to know her and found out. And I asked, so what's your name, Kylie? Oh, where did that come from? Where did the name come from? She goes,
Minogue.
I don't know. My mom wanted to name me something that she didn't know anybody by that name, so she wanted a unique name.
Okay. How old was she?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Well, I'm just trying to backtrack to Kylie Minogue having, her hits.
I said Kylie Jenner. She's of that generation.
Okay. Well, right, but I'm saying if the mom was of the generation, then she would have known Kylie Minogue and might have thought that as the name. I understand
what you're saying.
Okay, all right. Not Kylie Jenner.
Maybe that's where it came from.
It could be.
But anyway, I just thought it was funny because I got,
trying to make conversation with the
dental hygienist.
No dull space or dead spaces.
No
dead air.
Silence. No dead air.
Right.
Exactly. I can't have dead air. You cannot have any dead air.
It's so true.
Conversation has to keep going.
It is really, it's tough. No, seriously. If you haven't done this, right? If people think, it's just on the radio or you're just doing a podcast, we call it the delicate flow. You're always kind of logically in your head trying to think of what the next thing you're going to talk about. And when Ron talks about how he misses my jokes a lot of time, it's because he's thinking of the next thing to say. And he does miss them. And I know because I do the same thing on my podcast when I'm the one in Ron's seat. So, it's kind of that. So, you're out in public doing the same sort of thing. You can't let it go.
I missed the big one last week, by the way, John. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. I meant to text you.
Did I? Because I was like...
You made a great joke. And
I was like, nobody gets
because I was waiting to speak and say what I wanted to say. And I wasn't
No, I think I put in the little chat window on there, Ron will get this joke later. Something like
that. Which is exactly what happened. You are correct, John. But I just thought it was interesting to and she also was not a fan. She said she was more of a like what TV shows did you have to binge or were your favorites or stuff like that. And she said she likes Seinfeld. And she's younger, so she's watching this all on repeat.
Oh, I like
that.
She
never really caught on to Friends, and I'm like, what?
Well,
and it's not necessarily everybody's cup of tea was Friends, but I mean, the Greatest Wife Ever and the Daughter of the Elder, and even the Daughter Younger know it chapter and
I'm not there.
Everything I throw questions at them all the time because it's usually on in the background because it's on like TBS or something in the middle of the day.
It is very funny.
And so we just throw it on and then we'll run across a little nugget of information and I'll text or Grace Wife Ever will text the Daughter or the Elder. So what does Ross think was the best day ever? And she was literally sitting there in our kitchen today and she goes, That's when they brought the mini muffins into his. Yes. How would you know that? Why would you know that unless you were watching? This stuff sticks. I think she's probably seen that whole series at least 10 times. That one, The Big Bang Theory. She wasn't a big Modern Family, although I love Modern Family. That was great.
Early years, I did like that show. Later on, it kind of jumped the shark. But
I'll watch Modern Family quite a bit.
I love Julie Bowen. That was my hall pass for a while.
Oh, she is such a jerk. Her character is such a jerk. But she's very nice, actually, in person. I got to interview her.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm really jealous. I loved her in Boston Legal.
Well, I kept calling her Carol Vesey. And do you know what that's from? It was a great show, and it was on for maybe 2 years. It was Ed. And it was
Ed. I remember Ed.
Yep. The lawyer who came home and bought a bowling alley or whatever, and he was a bowling alley lawyer.
I liked her in. Happy Madison.
Happy Madison. Okay. Was it? I was trying to decide if it was Happy Madison. I don't know all of those Adam Sandler early.
Yeah, she was very good in that.
Julie Bowen, but she was great. She was a lot of fun to speak to. And so Modern Family I'll watch, and I still watch Big Bang Theory. Lately, we've been getting into Young Sheldon, which is in its last season.
Really?
But, yeah. It's done well. I think.
Okay. All right.
Go back and watch the early seasons. Annie Potts is the queen.
Oh, Annie? See, now I do like her.
She's
from Designing Women, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And from Ghostbusters. She's the Mimi. She's the Meemaw. She is the mother's mother.
Oh gosh.
And the woman who plays the mom on Young Sheldon is actually the daughter of Laurie Metcalf, who plays Sheldon's mother in The Big Bang Theory. So there's a family resemblance, and the delivery is about the same. It's awesome. It's a good show. I recommend it. Young Sheldon. Watch it.
Okay.
You'll enjoy it.
But it's going off the air.
It is. Yeah, it's in its last season. But there'll be a spinoff from that, though, because they can't.
Yeah, I saw that. They were going to what were they going to do? They were going to do something.
They're going to spin off Georgie, which is Sheldon's older brother, who was played in The Big Bang Theory by not Justin Long. Oh, no. Jerry O'Connell played his big brother, who owned Mr. Tire or Tire World or something like that. But anyway, they're going to spin that off into him and his girlfriend and their child. He had a child with Emily Osment, who was in. I don't think Ron ever has a problem having something to talk about. Squirrel. That's true, Jim. You're very correct. Thank you very much.
And then we got to Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore. Nice. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Sorry, I digress. I was talking.
Did I say Happy Madison?
You did. Happy Madison is the production.
Yes. Sorry, Jim. Yeah, I meant Happy Gilmore. I think that's why we got the got the 8 exclamation points. But yes,
it was daughter of the elder.
Yes.
New Girl is hilarious. The New Girl is fantastic. That was a great series. In fact, Daughter the Younger, whose life is a rom-com, she used to play True American. It's Dr. Tire. Okay, thanks. I knew she would know. She watches the Big Bang Theory as well. But the New Girl had a drinking game that they had called True American. And if you've ever seen the show, and it was all these weird rules that they made up, and she would play it with her friends. They would come over and they would play True. Nice. You were living a rom-com. You were living a sitcom, girlfriend. Enjoy this time of your life. All right. So I was really excited about that. That I had 0 cavities. That's where we started, by the way. The dentist.
That that is an exciting feeling. I think when you come away from that and you don't have any root canals to do, you don't have any cavities. No loose teeth, nothing that needs to be extracted.
Other things in my health, of course, we have to pay attention to, and I've got follow-up appointments and go here and go there and get that stuff. This is one box I can check the box off and just go, okay, cool, teeth, good. And walk away.
I had the same feeling today as I was at the doctor, and he's like, "Have you had the calcium bone density scan?" No. Have you had? When's the last colonoscopy you had? No.
When's the last time, John?
When I had cancer.
Oh, okay.
10 years ago. So it's time. It's time again.
I got to get scoped.
Yeah, but I know, but.
What?
I'm just laughing because it was just like a litany, a list of you need to do this, this. And I'm like, a skin doctor. When's the last time you've had your moles counted or whatever? I don't know what they do, but all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, have we done this? Have we done? I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to stop going to you.
That's not the solution, John.
I'm sorry. Did I say that? That is
not the solution.
No, but it's just I'm so busy. I have rarely enough time to do these kind of things, and then I'm like, okay, well, I just added 4 appointments today.
Doctor's appointments.
I mean, that I'm supposed to do.
Wow. Okay.
Probably.
Are you going to
do them? Some of them. Some of them. Some of them. Some of them. I go. Hey, you don't lecture me. I'm the one who. I am the one. I got that knowing look, John. We'll talk later.
Stand down,
Stand down. I mean, I've gone pretty much every year since I was 20. Mm-hmm. So I am very good about my routine physicals and things like that, and stuff. No. No, you should. You should go to the doctor regularly. I think so. I also think certain of things are a little bit of a money grab too, but that's a whole other issue.
Well, that would be where The Greatest Wife Ever stands on a lot of that stuff.
Some of it, I'm like, I could probably skip that till next year.
You need to go count my toes. I think I've got all of my toes.
Basic physical and blood work, I think that's something everybody should do, and for the most part, that's where you're going to find some stuff.
Well, I mean, I'm going to my cardiologist, twice a year, and then we have to. So I was never really since 2015.
Welcome to the Old Guy Show, where we talk about our medications and our doctor's visits.
I did that with. We were over at my brother-in-law's, and we're all about the same age. They're a little older, actually. I'm the younger one of all of us, and we sat down. Both brother-in-laws and I, we were talking about this and that, and and when I went, and they took a pint of fluid out, and it's like, oh man,
I got some bursitis in my hip.
I'm like, what have I come to? What have I come to? This is terrible. Okay.
Well, he literally asked me, my doctor asked me, so do you exercise regularly? I was like, ran 10 miles over the weekend. I'm good.
Oh, cool. What did he say?
No, that was it. It shut him up. It was good. That's what I'm saying. It was. He was like, okay, you're fit. Okay,
he's on your side, right, John?
Oh, I know. It's just he's a good guy. No. I shout out to Dr. Lee and Physician Associates. He's a very good guy, and he found cancer in me. He found hemochromatosis in my wife. He found a heart murmur or heart valve issue in my son. Like, he's a good dude, and he's very thorough. But sometimes the thoroughness gets to you.
After a while. Yeah, no, I understand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
All right.
Anyway. All right. We've been
off of the... Yeah.
You ready? You get this ready to go? All right, here we go.
What am I doing? Okay, yes, I'm ready. It's the cue of the day?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
cue of the day?
It's time to get the great matter working, fire off the synapses, engage frontal lobe, form new neural networks, utilize the cerebrum. As Pooh says, who recently went to the doctor this morning, as Pooh says, it's time to
think.
Ding! It's the question of the day for pride, not prize.
Right.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go.
I'm ready.
For 2023, it's a 2-part question. These were the number 1 boy and girl baby names.
Yes.
All right. Super duper give it away clue. I'm just going to help you out here.
Okay. I didn't put that in the question, by the way, that's floating down the bottom.
You did not.
I can do that if you'd like.
Throw it in there.
Okay, go ahead.
The boy name is Old Testament, and the girl name is the Best Actress Oscar winner this year, although it's not her real name.
Okay.
Right. One more time.
There we go.
For 2023, these were the number one boy and girl baby names. Super duper give it away clue. The boy name is Old Testament. The girl name is the Best Actress Oscar winner this year, although it's not her real name. All right. Put your answers in the comment section and good luck.
Boo, boo, boo,
no,
stop. Boo,
no.
Boo.
It's okay. It's okay.
I don't have the music. Yeah, I got to do this for later when I travel so that I actually have all the cool music. So I don't know this one. This is a tough one.
You don't know what is it really? Well, I mean, I could give more information for the boy's name. It's Old Testament, but also that character from the Old Testament was portrayed by Russell Crowe. Oh, there you go. There you can see now he's like Gladiator.
I know, right? Sorry, Gladiator. Is that a name? Maximus?
Maximus from the Old Testament?
I'm thinking like
more Roman.
I'm thinking like Stone and like
right,
just
exactly.
like those kind of names.
No.
We do have some answers coming in. Surprisingly,
the answers. Right. Let's go. Who's
ready? Here we go. Jordan says, "Bing."
Thomas and Emma. You are half right, but I'm not going to tell you which half.
Okay. We've got Jim that says, "Bing."
Emma and Noah. That is correct.
Hey.
Yes. Noah, the number one boy's baby name for 2023, and Noah was portrayed by Russell Crowe in the movie Noah.
Oh, okay. And by the way, Susan said Josiah.
Josiah.
Really? Is that a popular name now?
It could be. I don't know. I didn't look at the list.
I don't know, Susan.
Is it in the list?
I hadn't heard as many Josiahs, but
from number 4 to number 1, it's Liam, Jacob, Ethan, and Noah. Number 1, and then for girls, it's Ava, Isabella, Olivia, and Emma. Apparently, they all have to end with A's for girls' name. But yeah, Emma Stone won the Oscar this year for Best Actress, and her name actually isn't Emma. She had to change it because there already was an Emily Stone. Her name is Emily. And so she changed it to Emma. But she wanted to be called Emily now. So I don't know how we're gonna do that.
Really?
Emma Stone, yeah. I just read that article today.
Emily Stone.
But Emma and Noah. Which brings up the question, because we touched on it last week, is where did your name come from, John?
I don't know. I'm a third. So
okay, so it came from your father.
From literally my father, and then from my grandfather. Although I think we went through this, but I will tell the story again. Grandfather is John. He was originally John Stanley Yaglenski.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is weird how that worked. Then they named my dad John Franklin Yaglenski. Then my grandfather legally changed his name to John Franklin Yaglenski.
Okay.
Because he didn't ever like Stanley.
Okay.
And I'm
Franklin. So he took his
Franklin
name.
I guess. I think that's how it happened. I think this is how it happened, literally, which is weird because then technically I'm a junior, but I'm the third.
No, the father is the junior.
Okay,
the grandfather is
you're probably right about that.
Your dad
would be senior.
Grandfather's the junior.
Oh, Lord. Third. Yeah.
You're still the third.
So I'm John Franklin Yaglenski the third, because my name wasn't long enough and they needed to make it a little bit longer.
I am a junior.
Oh, you're junior.
I'm a junior, yeah. You didn't know that? But
I did know that.
I'm the second.
I saw the logs with your name on it.
That's signed. Right. Did you ever practice your signature? I practiced.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a hidden Mickey in my signature. That's a little known fact.
No.
Oh, I absolutely do.
Oh.
If you look at my name.
Oh, John.
There is a Mickey in my signature.
Oh, John. I love you just a little bit more now.
And you know what? And I did not try to do that. I literally had somebody point it out to me years down the line. This was my practice signature. This is what I did. And they said, "Do you know you have a hidden Mickey in your signature?" One of my Disney buds. And I was like, "No." They were like, "Yeah, you do." Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I do."
There it is.
I do. It's dumb.
John. But anyway, right, the story of my mom.
Junior.
Well, the way that Junior.
We
named the dog Indiana.
Oh, God.
I like Indiana.
What a great movie.
It is a great movie. Mm-hmm. Sean Connery. He's so easy to imitate.
Sean Connery. I would like some brie and some cheddar.
And suddenly I remembered my Charlemagne. Let the birds be my
Miss Moneypenny.
All right, so you expect me to talk? No.
By the way, Ron and I just do this show just to amuse each other. We don't.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I mean, you get entertainment out of it.
We're glad you're along for the ride, but we just really do it to crack each other up.
Sorry about that.
Sorry. We apologize.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. Right, wait, Jim's got a story.
Okay. Jim, the story of his name. All right, so Dad wanted Sputnik. Mom, no, come on. Mom wanted Carver Mercator Reginald Valentine after the DR family friend. Farther, her father, but they picked James Richard. Go figure. Dad wanted Sputnik. That's great.
Sputnik. I think that's you know what? Story. So do you have any weird names that you were thinking about calling your kids before you actually settled on the names that you settled on?
So the daughter, Jordan's name, the Greatest Wife Ever, is all about that, because that was on there was a piece of artwork that was on the cover of Reader's Digest, and the Greatest Wife Ever was pregnant with our oldest one, and she saw that it was a little girl and she's putting flowers like into a creek or something like that. Okay. And it said Jordan's Spring, and that was it. She's like, boom, that's it. And I'm like, well, not arguing with that. That's it's perfect.
Why would you?
And then for the younger one, it was for some silly reason, and I don't know why. We were sure that she was going to be a boy. So we only picked boy names. It was either going to be Maxwell Nicholas or Nicholas Maxwell. Maxwell coming from Bob Maxwell, the DJ that.
No, really?
Yeah, we loved that name.
Oh, I love Bob.
We loved Bob.
I really loved Bob.
We loved that name.
Okay.
And of course, you know where he ripped that name off from, right?
No.
Maxwell House Coffee, which he would drink in the morning.
Oh, so yeah, I know, because I used to make it for him.
That's why he was Bob Maxwell.
Yeah.
So it was going to be Maxwell Nicholas or Nicholas Maxwell, because I liked either Max or Nick, because Nick's your buddy, Nick's your pal, Nick's a guy you can depend on.
Right.
And which we got from A Sure Thing, the movie. John Cusack is in the back of the car, and he goes, "What? Your boyfriend's name is what? No, it's Nick. Nick's that's a strong name. Nick's your buddy. Nick's your pal." So that's, and we named our cat Nick. We first had Ted, the Most Excellent Cat, which I got that name from you.
The best cat names.
I got that name from you. Ted, the Most Excellent Cat. And
I love that.
Our next cat was Nick, and Nick was still in our lives when we were having our second child. So I'm like, no, we're not naming our son. Right. After then Ronald III was jettisoned immediately.
Really? You just were like, nah.
No, she didn't want that. I'm like,
that's like John 4. That wasn't happening.
I'm totally fine with that.
Yep.
Really, John 4 was not going to happen?
No, I mean, it ended up being Michael Taylor.
Yeah.
For John Taylor.
John Taylor.
And then Andrew John.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, see, there you go. It's in there.
It's in there, but it's not. It's hidden.
But
before it was hidden.
Yeah. She was born, and we had Nicholas Maxwell Nicholas, and then she was born, and this little redhead. And the only name that we had really settled on for a girl was Bailey Carolina. Carolina is spelled with a K because we had been at my grandmother's.
I like with the K. Yeah.
Yes. Well, it's Polish, so it's my great grandmother's. My great grandmother's or great great. Yeah. My grandmother's mother, Catalina. Yes. Okay. So yeah,
which reminds me of the what is it? The Last Christmas movie. If you haven't watched it, Katarina is her name.
Right.
And her mom says it like that.
That's right. You're
Katarina.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so we spelled it with a K, and we ruined her life for her entire.
I love it.
I mean, she loves it now,
right?
But, and
get used to it. It's okay.
Right. Spelled with a K, and so that's where that came from. And then Grace is her middle name, and that would be the the Greatest Wife Ever's grandmother on her mother's side, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but anyway, so that's where all that stuff came from. When I was named. There are two different stories. I was named by mistake, or I was named on purpose. Yes. Okay. Oh, so as the story goes, this is back in the 60s, and you have to scroll to find your birth year. Now you have to go back last century, and you have to just keep. So I can get.
Yeah, it keeps more flicks.
You go back
every year,
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I get back to 1964. And so that's when the dad was not in the delivery room at all. He was out smoking cigarettes out in the waiting room. So I'm born. There I am. Ta-da! And named by mistake, Jim. Make sure you pay attention to everything, all the words that I say.
Come on, Jim. 5 beers in, Jim.
Okay. Jim. I like the nighttime podcast.
Yeah, I know. He's a little surly. It's funny. At night, after dark.
So my mom tells the story that she named the one story was that the nurse came in and said, "What's the father's name, or what's the baby's name?"
Mm-hmm.
And she thought that because she was all drugged out, and she thought, okay, they wanted to know the father's name, so she gave them my name, his name, that became my name.
Right.
On the other hand, there's also the story that my father says when he came in and said, "Hey, we have to name the baby," and she said, "I already did." He's like, "I'm sorry, what?" And it was Ronald David Jr. And so there you go. That's how it happened. Because the oldest son was named is Joe, and I got the name. I had a hand in naming the younger brother. Did I tell you this story?
No.
Okay. So for the whole pregnancy, now I'm 9 years old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, whatever. And for the whole pregnancy, it was going to be Matthew. Matthew was going to be his name. Good cattle.
It's one of my brothers.
There you go, Matthew. It was going to be Matthew, Matt. That was it. And then, just on a whim, I threw. When you're riding along, you ever seen somebody riding along on a bike and you want to stop them immediately, and you throw like a broom handle in the spokes, and it just goes. So that's what I did with the name. I threw in the name. What about Gregory? And they're like, "Oh, wait a minute!" And everything stopped. They're like, "Oh, that's a good Catholic name, Pope Gregory." All that stuff, and I'm like, what they don't know. And there were friends of ours who had their son was named friends of mom and dad's. Their son was named Greg, so they thought, "Oh, we're naming him after him." But in actuality and reality, I was a big fan of Greg Brady on the Brady Bunch.
Really? So Gregor McGregor is named after Greg Brady on the
Brady Bunch. In my head, that's where that came from.
That's good. That's good. Now imagine the cough button.
Sorry.
I just used mine.
Okay. Anyway, imagine what? Imagine.
No, imagine I had gotten my way, and my first son, Michael, was named what I wanted it to be named. Him to be named. It. Yes, him. It.
Him. Yeah.
Yeah, which was either Stone or Wainwright.
Stone.
I was like, Wainwright. That is a legacy name, man.
Yeah, that's a name.
Yeah, that's a name.
That's a name.
So that was kind of the running joke for a while. And my wife was like, "You're not serious." I'm like, "I am serious. I like Stone."
And stop calling me Shirley.
I know. So it ended up being Michael. Michael is Michael Tartaglia was my mother's father's name, Michael.
Oh, okay.
So that's where that comes from.
I got you. Okay.
Andrew, I'm not really sure.
This stuff it's fascinating to me, though. I love
the why.
Where did the name come from? Where did it come from? Why did you name your kids what you did? It's I love stuff like this.
Yeah.
So please let us know what's the story on your name, or maybe your kid's names, or your name, whatever, and put it in the comment section. Or you know what? If you don't have time to do that, and it's a lot of typing, then you can always call and leave a message.
Oh, yes, you can. What's that number again, Ron?
240-415-9090. 240-415-9090.
Yeah.
Tell us the story of your name.
Operators are standing by, doing nothing.
We are. But I love to hear it, though. It's great. It's great conversation piece. Like I was talking to my dental hygienist this morning.
Yes.
Where did that name come from? And she's like, oh, well, I don't know, but I think my mom just didn't know anybody named Kylie, so she wanted to do that, and that's where it came from, which I thought was great. They're fascinating names.
It is, and Michael was going to be Kaylee if he was a girl.
Oh, really? Where did that come from?
Marillion. I'm not even joking. Actually, there was a generation of girls named Kaylee after they had a hit song.
These names?
No, she was fine with it. Actually, she liked that name. It was going to be like Kaylee Ann, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. That's great.
I actually like that name a lot.
Yeah, that's a good name.
To this day. Yeah.
Now, you also didn't, and I've noticed this, and a lot of people do this. No.
What?
That's nothing like that. But your son's named Michael, and you call him Michael. It's not Mike or Mikey, or Mickey, or any of that stuff. Was that a conscientious decision?
It's just I think maybe some people talk to him and call him Michael or Mike. And we just, I don't know. His name's Michael. So it's kind of like my name is not Jonathan. It's just John. And it's kind of a joke on my other podcast. I say I'm still John.
Yeah.
Like that's it. I've never been a Jonathan.
Right.
John, never Jonathan, never Johnny, just John.
Well, I call you Johnny, but
but that's not right. You don't do that.
I'm sorry. You said I was allowed.
No, I allowed you. You're one of the few people that I actually allow.
You gave me a pass.
Yeah, I did.
Stephanie posted, my kids are named Camden and Mia. My husband thinks he helped choose those names, but in reality, I manipulated them.
Smart lady. Seriously, Stephanie. Yeah. Yeah. That is the way. Yeah.
That's the way it's done. Absolutely.
Properly. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely.
With many things in life, that is the way it's done. It let the man think he made the decision.
Right.
When really you've planted the seeds all along.
All along.
It's true.
Oh, by the way, John, you leaned in and you showed that you've.
Oh yeah, isn't that great?
The blemish. I was going to help you with this. I had a real quick. Okay.
See, it's right there.
All right.
Like it's the bullet hole.
Yeah, back up. So
yeah, I know you don't want to see that. Hold on. Let's do this.
I'm kidding.
There we go.
There you go.
We're in the long shot.
John was showing me earlier, if you're just listening to this, that he's got he got a zit. He got a zit in the middle of in between his two eyes. And at this age, when you get
I'm 50 something, man.
I don't feel young. I feel angry about it.
I did.
But I've got a way to. Now, you did something I don't think you're supposed to do.
I just dug at it, man, for a while. And then I was like, and at some point I realized that's going to leave a mark.
Okay.
And it did. And then I've had everybody asking me about it for the last 2 days. Who knows me? So.
All right. So here's how I deal with the subway zit. When you feel it's coming up, right?
And that's what it was. It was the subcutaneous zit.
Yeah, it's itchy and you feel it there and you're like, okay. And you can feel it. It's coming and it gets
right.
All right. So here's what I do. And I was taught this by a woman at when I used to work at IBM. I was a call director at IBM. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready to hear it. Let's go.
I take the back of my thumbnail and you roll across it and you crush it and you break it up and it goes back into the bloodstream and it never surfaces. It works. It works. It's worked for me every single time.
And what if you waited too long and it's already made it?
Now you know when it's coming. Nah, you know when it's coming. You know when it's coming. Now the problem is it can be if it's
we're talking about zits, folks.
If it's on a fleshier part,
fleshier.
It's a little hard. You want to get like over a cheekbone or something like that. But usually on the forehead it works.
Okay.
Pretty well. But you crush it up and it goes back into the bloodstream and it never surfaces.
Thanks.
And then the pain goes away within a day.
Like 2 days too late.
No, sorry, John. Well, I wish I had known. Well, you know what? Next time you get a Subway visit, text me and let me know, and I'll help.
Right. I thought it was funny. One of my buddies was like, "Yeah, I just figured you had some dermatological procedure," which is even almost as bad because basically saying, "All right, you're old enough that you're going to have something removed,
got a skin tag,
like a tag or something." I'm like, "Yeah, that was it. It totally wasn't me going like." And trying to, and it didn't work. Which is the
by
worst
the
part.
way, and that's one of those lines I have to draw.
Okay,
I will not ever, and you can't pay me enough money.
Okay,
I will never watch
Dr. Pimple Popper.
No, I can't even. Oh God.
No, I can't. No, absolutely. I would not do it either. No,
can't even talk about it.
Nope.
It is the absolute worst.
That's gross.
I'm just wondering if the Greatest Way I've Ever would be interested in, because apparently there are people who with a stronger constitution who are fascinated by this kind of stuff, which I think attests to the popularity of the show.
I'm sure we lost like 5 users just me pointing out what this was for. Like tonight, literally, they're like,
I didn't go to Dr. Pimple Popper. I did not.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I'm just saying is that I can't
see right here. There it is.
Oh, look, I'm telling you, 70's disgusting. It's horrible.
It is.
I can't watch the show.
No, I couldn't. Really no, who watches that?
I don't know.
Seriously.
Every now and then, too, when I'm on the internet, you run across an ad.
Oh, one of those. No. Or one of those videos where, like, they kind of go in the ear or something. And
don't describe it.
All right.
It's worse. Oh. I'm gonna go have a spoonful of mayonnaise now. Oh, there you go. There you go. That's for you, John. Enjoy. I'm sorry, Stephanie. I'm sorry. You're right. It's gross.
You're right. All right, we're off it.
You just put up a.
We're done.
Yeah, we're done. We're done.
She's like, stop. Enough.
Yeah. Oh.
He didn't. Did you?
Audible sound.
Yeah.
Audible sound. This thing was on my.
That's the worst when you actually hear it.
You hear it, you're like, oh my
what
God.
was going on under there?
That was horrible.
I know. We're just trying to gross out every last person in the audience tonight.
Oh, come on. This is
come on. We're human.
When you're a teenager.
These things happen.
You got to take care of all of that stuff.
Yeah, we all remember our youth. And it's just, you thought at age 50 something, you would just be over this kind of BS.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make you feel young. It just makes you feel angry.
I know.
It's no fun.
I'm not even posting Jim's comment. It's just gross.
You gotta text it to me.
It's just gross. You could see it in the thread.
Oh,
everyone else can see it. It's not. No, I'm just not. Yeah, no, we're gonna leave that one. Yeah, okay. Where it is.
All right.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, no, I think it's 9:03.
Hold on.
Thank you. Hey, Ron's using his cough button. Ain't that great?
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, Jim's like laughing. And Stephanie's saying, John, were you at Disney 2 weeks apart with me there week in between?
Yeah, you were there last week.
I wasn't there 2 weeks, like on, off. I was there last week, though, yeah. I definitely was there. I think people kind of get confused because we have a number of people that contribute to my social media stream, and so they think maybe it's me posting, and it's not always me.
It's not. It's just me. I'm the only one. That's why my social media stream is so bad. It is just me.
I have people, Ron.
I've got people. Stephanie said, I thought you went twice. No, actually, right. John goes multiple times throughout the year, just not it wasn't twice.
Just not 1 week, then skip a week, then the next week. But I did run
you there. Do they know you at Disney World?
I mean, the media relations people know me, but I don't. And there used to be a time in the 90s and early 2000s, I would go there and I actually would be recognized by people, which was a weird thing because I was kind of a big thing on the internet back then. Now I'm just the old guy walking around the parks trying to be like the TikToker or the social media guy, and it's not great. But you know what, Ron? Had you encouraged me years before, I probably would have been bigger than I am.
Why?
Because you did. Actually, you were the guy who at some point said, you know what? When you did that thing at that media event and you were actually on camera.
On camera, yeah.
You should do more of that.
You absolutely.
And guess what? After you said that, I did more of that.
Right. And they're fantastic.
From that point forward.
Yeah.
But up until that point, I really didn't do it. So
no, I don't know why. You're great on camera. I did not. I thought you did a great job, especially with John Tastes.
Oh, yeah. John tries. Yeah, I still do that. I still do that. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Thank you, Ron.
Nope, not a problem.
I've never said thank you for that.
So. Yeah, well, you're very welcome. And I think you did. All right. So tell you what, tomorrow is another edition of What TH Is It? So I will take a picture of an everyday object. Could be in my house, could be someplace else. I don't know. I haven't decided. And then I'm going to zoom in super tight. And then you have to do is take a look at it and I'll post it on all the socials.
Like a tiger.
And then you guess what it is. And then guess what TH it is. For Pride Not Prize, as always, of course. And then are we back at the same bat time, same bat channel next week, John?
Let's not count on that, but I think so.
Okay. Well, then keep.
I got to look at the schedule.
Keep your eyes peeled on the social media. We all know how painful that can be. And wait, thank you. That was a David Letterman. I totally ripped him off on that one.
It's okay. He's off the air. He doesn't mind.
None of these are my jokes.
All right.
None of these are my jokes. I wrote a bunch of jokes that I did for the Rabbit's Foot reunion thing that happened.
How'd that go? I didn't even ask.
Oh, it was interesting in that it was fantastic and everybody was there. Mm-hmm. And it was great to see all the nanas on the dance floor dancing, gyrating to the songs like they were in their 20s.
Okay. And how'd the jokes go?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I couldn't hear anything up on the stage. And of course I had the lights in my face, so I couldn't gauge or judge anybody's reaction.
Oh, that's rough crowd.
So I couldn't pick out somebody to make eye contact with when I was delivering jokes and punchlines. Greatest Wife Ever, on the other hand, said, "Oh, it was great." And your jokes were never great, and people were laughing. And I said, are you sure? She goes, yeah, everybody's laughing. I did not hear it, but I will take her word for it. And if she's lying, I'll still take her word for it.
Take her word for it.
She's sparing my feelings.
Yeah,
but it was.
Thank you, Jamie.
It was interesting. Yes, thank you very much. It was an interesting night, which I'll get into some other time.
Okay, cool.
Because it was, it was weird in that, these were all the people I knew in my 20s, and a lot of them I'm still friends with, through other circles, and but some people I hadn't seen in forever, and I was getting recognized, not necessarily for the Rabbit's Foot, but for radio, this, that, or just through this friend and that friend and that friend, and it's like, and they're calling my name, hey Ron, I'm like, hey dude. Hey, Chief, what's up? Hey,
hey, Ace.
Oh,
hey,
no.
Skipper.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing, Bucko?
What's up, Flapjack? Yay. Yeah, right. I'm just like
Flapjackson in the morning. Yeah.
Right,
all right.
I think I'll have a cocktail now. It's that.
All right.
Oh gosh, it's after 9. It's way after 9. After our bed.
Sounds good. All right.
Then we're gonna be passing out. So watch social media. What TH is it tomorrow? And then on the socials, and then I will post the time when we're going to be. Thank you so much to John, who's on the road and he's working and under the influence of alcohol, and he's still
it's water at this point.
Joking, I'm kidding. And but managed to pull off on the road, and even had our theme song.
I know
for the podcast, which was great. Thank you to everybody who joined us. Make sure that you follow us on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Thank you for everything.
Yep.
Please take care of yourselves and each other. Please be safe. That's John Uglinski, Ron Ross. Love you, mean it. Bye, 6.
Bye-bye.